back.
The same. If you regret, reset the game. Not all the time in the world, but you may have potential. Show them what you're capable of. You do you, nothing left to lose. Gave you boost, unlimited expertise. Inspire great stories. Don't just stop facing the crowd. Let's go out. The fun's just begun. You're lonely at square one.
The music pod has joined.
Is it playing anything?
It is. Not yet.
No, it is playing something. I hear it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
I forgot I lowered the sound.
Okay, I'm turning it up just a... That's good.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our Persona tabletop experience through the cracks in time and space. As our party, our heroes, begin their journey, they are in the city of Chicago. It is approximately the beginning of May. Everyone's here for various reasons. Some have been there for a long time. Some have only just now moved into the place where they're all going to meet. Our group meets each other for the first time. Are you sure I'm muted in Discord? Hello?
No, you're not.
Okay.
You're not muted in Discord.
Wait, why is he muted for me?
Wow. Wow. He muted me.
I didn't. I've been talking to you this whole
He
time.
muted me. See, this is already starting off great. We're already having a great time. All of our various members. Annabelle. Bubbles. The gorilla. Dylan. Garrett. Leon. And Scarlet. All happen to, in one shape, form, or another, find themselves at the same apartment building in the middle of Chicago. As I said before, some have been here for a while, and some are just, new to the area. Someone is moving in today, and just happens to be getting things settled down and starting to unpack as we meet each other in the lobby. Everyone kind of sees each other, says their brief hellos, things of that nature. And as the day continues to wind down, people are going about their business. Our players head back to their room for the night. But as everyone drifts off to sleep, they all have the same dream. And everyone they just saw today, at the same time, coincidences are coincidences. They all happen to see each other in this dream. They're all in the same giant lounge in a very particular shade of blue. The walls are blue, the furniture is blue, even some of the food is blue. But it's like they're in a VIP section of like a nightclub or a fancy hotel. Those really snazzy places that you only see from the outside through the doors unless you're actually meant to go in. Except it's blue. Suddenly, as our players are essentially coming to in their dream and understanding the situation that they're in, that everyone else is around them, a man begins speaking. Welcome, all of you. I'm glad that you have all met and are here finally. My name is Frank, and this is the Velvet Room. This room is tied to all of your fates, and that fate has brought you all together here tonight in your dreams. The world is about to undergo an incredible change. The The fate and destiny of it all is unclear. Your actions may be the only thing that brings everything back to being how it should. But you will not be alone. Help from unexpected places may come at any time. I also ask that while you are experiencing what you will, you do your best to help all of those afflicted by this calamity, not just those directly around you. More will become very clear very soon, but do not be afraid. If a path opens itself before you, the best thing you may be able to do is to take steps forward. I bid you farewell for now, but I will see you all very soon. As Frank finishes speaking, our players all feel their eyes close in the dream as if they're falling back asleep. And suddenly, we hear Frank's voice speaking to all of us again. Chicago may be your home, and your safe haven in this disaster. Like it's a floating island gently drifting deep in the sea of consciousness. To save your home, and the home of many others, it will take all of your strength combined. But together, nothing is out of reach. My players finally fall fully back asleep, and the beginning of the first day ends. And thus we begin day 2, our formal introduction of all of our characters. Are there any people who would like to introduce themselves, or would you rather I do the introductions?
By all means.
I just want to hear you talk more.
What?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's a good thing I make tea. Tee-hee. Alright. So, beginning with Dylan. This character, Dylan, is a long-term resident of the city and the apartments. He's been here for coming up on 5 years now. He's known the owner for ages. Even though they're not like best friends, they're definitely not strangers. And he's actually a researcher at one of the local universities. As a researcher with the science department there, he's currently helping with interspecies communications. And throughout his studies, he's managed to somehow convince both the university and the apartment complex, the owner, to allow him to have a certain silverback gorilla stay with him as a roommate. Speak up, the monkey, and he shall appear. Derp's character, Bubbles. He is the silverback gorilla. When he goes out in the city on a regular day, he usually wears like an open business suit and a tie and glasses. He's not just your average ape. He cannot currently communicate through English, per se, but rather, just grunts and gorilla noises. But that is why Dylan is doing the research that he's doing with the university. To help try and understand and narrow the bridge and the gap between humanity and other species being able to communicate naturally. Our next player, Rob. His character's name is Leon Arenas. And please correct me if I say anything wrong.
Nope, that's right.
They've also been longtime Chicago residents due to their dad being given a great work opportunity years prior for his dream job. He never felt the need to really move away after moving out to live on his own. He stands at about 5'8", he's 25 years of age, skinny but lean with silver, curly, high fade hair, brown eyes. Originally he's from Cleveland, but he's been living in the Chicago area ever since the age of 10 when his dad got that first offer for the dream job. The current layout of the rooms in the apartment, funny enough as it is, just as coincidence happened to happen, everyone's on the same floor, the second floor, in the same hallway. So funny enough, if need be, everyone's just right next to each other. You know, just, coincidences and conveniences continuing to stack up. If you were to look down the hallway, there's a room directly at the end of it. That's Dylan's room. Again, being the longest resident in this apartment complex, he's, moved up a little bit in the world and needs a little extra space to, house the gorilla that lives with him. Leon's directly to the right if you come out of Dylan's room facing forward. So he's right at the end of the hallway next to Dylan. Leon specifically loves being in nature, going on hikes, dancing, going to arcades, stargazing, and airplanes, which is a very particular love of his. He's a trained pilot and wanted to join the Air Force as a kid, but the loss of his uncle, who was also a fighter pilot, deterred him from doing so. Next, we have Rye's character, known as Garrett. He's approximately 6'2", 21 years of age, muscular with black scruffy hair, 5 o'clock shadow, and blue eyes. Usually he's seen wearing, nothing too serious, but like blue jeans and a leather jacket. He's in the room to the left of Dylan's room, so also at the end of the hallway. When it comes to Garrett, we only know him as Garrett because of his current situation. And all we know right now is that about 6 months ago, the owner of the apartment complex came outside one day and just found him there. Lying on the ground, not knowing where he was, who he was for the most part, and just, what was going on. The owner of the apartment complex, being the guy that he is, offered him a place to stay, to help him, figure stuff out. This kind of a situation's never fun to be in. But even more so when you literally have no idea how you got into it. He's kind of a loner. And, he's naturally really guarded about himself because, he doesn't know, where he's from, who he really is, where he came from, what his background is, who did what to him, what caused him to be here, all of that is all still a mystery to him. And hopefully one that can have more light shed on it throughout our story. He enjoys reading, guns, and walks in nature. The only things that he remembers is that his mother was killed by Yakuza. His father's gone. And when he arrived in Chicago, by whatever means he did outside of the apartment complex, the only thing he had was some sort of military entrance form with the name Garrett on it. Next, we have May's character, Scarlett Valentine. She's age 23. She's shorter, on the curvier side in terms of body type, with silver and gray hair, red eyes, and round frame glasses. She's a college student in Chicago studying photography and creative writing. She enjoys writing and photography in her free time, but she's also, kind of an introvert. She likes to practice witchcraft, but only making protection spell jars. Nothing too insane yet. She also likes having crystals and collects occult items such as candles and other things of that nature. She has a lot of books. Half of her shelf, half of her wall is books, basically. She fits into that with the reading and the writing and the photography. Those are her favorite things, so naturally she has a lot of them. She's definitely seen as the odd one out, but she definitely wants a place to fit in at the same time. Sage's character, Annabelle, is 5'11", 21 years of age with an hourglass figure, dark red hair with white highlights, light blue eyes. She grew up in Bridgeport, Chicago, and is currently attending online classes at the Illinois Institute of Technology. She's the one that moved in to this apartment complex yesterday. And again, just by coincidence, her and Scarlett are also in the same hallway with the rest of the group. Everyone's there. It just all works out that way. She has a rather cute aesthetic for her clothing that she wears, light pinks and blues, skirts and tank tops, that sort of thing. But she also likes drawing and creating 3D models, tinkering with electronics, and creating new things. And now our character introductions have concluded. And we move on to the present time of the second day. Later that afternoon, everyone happens to gather in the lobby's lounge on the first floor at the same time. You know, coincidences just being how they are. They all sort of look at each other, hesitating. Nothing really comes out at front, things of that nature. You know, ways they can try and discuss what happened to everybody last night, since it happened to all of us. But Dylan's character is the first one to speak up directly. So I know we only just met for the first time, for the most part, yesterday. Like, I've known some of you, like, you know, Leon and Garrett live right next to me. And Scarlett, I know, is right down the hall, too. But, like, we've all kind of, like... We're not, like, best friends or anything, you know what I mean? Like, we're still new to each other. Last night, did you guys have a weird dream?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know any of you guys. I like just met you guys. Why were you in my dream?
So we all had the same dream then.
So I wasn't the only one who had that dream.
Big, comfy blue room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The champagne was great.
I remember a guy named Frank. And did
Okay. That was my
Anybody
next
else?
question.
Okay.
We all had Frank talk to us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
It, like something like Chicago was our safety or something.
Okay. So, wasn't just me. It was all of us. Oh, this can't be real.
Dude, I'm just really freaked out because like I just met y'all. This is. I go for like full southern when I get like freaked out. So just. What the fuck? I'm very confused right now. I want to go back to my room.
That's okay. Well, I've got to go to the university with Bubbles here soon.
Okay.
But we got to talk about this a little bit here.
Did that man named Frank seem familiar to anyone else?
No.
Not
Little
him
bit.
in particular,
I feel
but
okay. There's something
So-
about him that was just
I
familiar.
can't believe. Yeah, I cannot believe that I think that this is actually happening. But when a dream like this happens with the same conditions. Have you guys ever heard of the game series called Persona?
Yeah.
I have actually.
Yeah.
How far back into the series have you guys played?
I mean, I've played most of them.
A little bit here and there.
I haven't played them myself, but I've watched my friends play them.
Okay, so the gist of this is, when a dream like that happens, usually there's a guy named Igor there too, but sometimes it's just the attendant, who is Frank. Frank's the guy that, if he's the guy that I think he is, holy shit. Things might just get really crazy here, guys. Like, I need you guys to, like, listen to me clearly here. Shit's gonna get crazy if this is real. Like, this isn't like, this is a coincidence that we're all having the same dream. But if it's not just a coincidence, we're in for a wild ride here.
So So wait. Are we like in a video game or?
I don't know if we're necessarily a video game, but it's definitely an alternate form of like some sort of story that needs to be told. I don't have a lot of time to like go over all of the details here, but I'm gonna give you guys the basics for those that, you know, have only played a little bit, things of that nature, or those that don't know anything at all. So, and this, you know, reality or a game or whatnot, you know, be damned at this point, because obviously it's very real if this is actually happening. But inside of every single person, there's inner emotions and a spirit. In any form of another state of reality or another state of being, those emotions and the spirit within us can awaken. If the people that it awakens in don't control it, it turns into what's called a shadow. And a shadow can be, you know, any form, like it's taken various forms, like very generic basic forms where they're just like a monster or a direct reflection of the person's self, where it looks like them, it talks like them. Sometimes the ego and the attitude is exaggerated based on the person's pain or what they're going through. But it's all a reflection of like the state of human emotions and other deities and spirits and gods and everything you can think of. Like everything from a little pixie fairy all the way up to literally Lucifer. Like it's all in there. But if a person's able to control those emotions and the spirit within them in some way or another, they're able to fight against the shadows. The fully awakened form of a shadow is a persona. So it's basically like, for apples and oranges, it's the shadows are the wild Pokemon. The personas are our Pokemon that we caught or start with from the get-go. To really narrow it down there. There's a lot of different things in the series, all the way back to like the original game, where there's various capabilities of the humans that are able to use personas as well as even animals. And I'm looking directly at you here, Bubbles, right now.
Yeah.
You were in the dream.
Ooh.
We might all understand him naturally soon. Like, as if he's talking English.
Oh.
Can Annabelle just like pet him on the head? It's like, good boy.
Oh, all of this is just wrinkling my brain, man.
That's understandable. When it comes to these people that have these powers that are able to use personas, if they're able to use more than one of them, they're what's called a wild card, where they have more than one possibility available to them.
How interesting.
There's a
This
lot
all
of like,
seems way too outlandish to be happening.
Yeah, like
first of all, we don't know where you came from. Second of all, I literally have a gorilla in my apartment that lives with me. Third, we don't all have the same dream with the same dude in the same velvet room lounge. If there's, nothing to go off of there.
Okay, wait. I have a quick question. Did any of us take drugs last night?
last night.
Yeah, last night.
Last night. No.
Why would I do that? I
I
can't
did-
afford to get kicked out of school.
I didn't. So that clears out hallucinations. Good. Just wanted to get on that
Yeah.
base.
And even then, we'd all have to take the drug to have the same dream, right?
Hey, listen, it's possible. It's possible. I bet.
Someone's
just wanted
poisoned
to-
the water hole. But anyways, I have to go. Me and Bubbles have to go. I'm gonna give you guys all my contact info here. if anything happens that's like unexplainable bullshit, call me. And if you have any other questions about stuff, we can talk about it once I get back. But we'll save that for when I get going. If you want to do your own research, persona, it just person with an A at the end, go ahead and look it up. We're gonna go to the lab. As soon as I get back, we'll sort through more of this and try and make as much sense of it as we can. But if shit's gonna get real, we're not gonna see it coming. Everyone looks at Dylan with a disgusted look on their face because they understood the reference.
Yeah.
Garrett did not.
I had to fight back just singing it out loud, but okay.
But all right, Bubbles, let's go. We can't be too late today. You guys stay in the lounge for as long as you want to. You guys can talk and discuss in character as much as you'd like. If there's any out of character questions, that's what the out of character channel is for. But me and Bubblers are leaving for a moment here, and we'll get to our conversation at the lab after you guys have had some time to talk.
Ooh. Okay, bye.
Bye.
We will
God.
see you later then.
What are we supposed to do?
I am so confused.
I
This
think
doesn't make
we should
any
all
sense.
take a moment and take a deep breath and kind of process what we just heard.
Video
games.
Video games. The video games were the friends we made along the way. But are we in a video game? Are video games coming to us? Is this?
That's why I'm so confused.
Is this
dude.
like that? Is this like that Pac-Man movie with Adam Sandler? I don't know. I don't even remember what that movie's called. But
You mean the one with all like they were all like pixelated and stuff like that?
yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie either.
But should we? I mean,
I wonder what would have caused us to all have the same dream and why it chose us.
I don't. It could just be like innate abilities. I'm not sure. Just the universe being like, destiny. Hiya. I don't know. I want to go read a manga and then go to bed. I'm still kind of freaked out.
It's the middle of the day.
Listen, I sleep at all hours of the day, man.
That's fair.
It just to be like that.
I don't know. All of this is making me hungry.
Do you want to order a pizza? Because I'm hungry too.
Ooh. Pizza? Pizza?
What kind of
Good to
pizza?
me.
What kind of
I'm
pizza?
fine with the pizza.
Okay, but what kind of pizza? From where? Giordano's.
I mean,
Do we want to go with the Chicago classic of Giordano's?
can't go wrong with that.
Anything sounds good to me.
Fuck yeah, who's gonna order it? Because I have social anxiety.
I hit the wrong button on my stream. Not on mute on stream. Suddenly, Dylan comes back to the hotel lobby. You guys hungry?
We were just talking about ordering
get
pizza.
out.
We were
of
just
my
talking about
brain.
pizza.
Oh, good. Here, it's a freebie for Giordano's. Go fucking crazy. A slice or two will be enough for each of you. Trust me.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, we're gonna go. I'll see you guys later. I'll call you guys when I get back so we can, if you have any other questions, we can talk. All right,
Whoa.
bye.
Bye.
You know, I swear sometimes I feel like that man's psychic.
I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. I just maybe the world will tell
Would
us.
that explain the strange dream?
Man, I don't want to think about this anymore. I just want pizza.
Then eat the pizza.
Annabelle just starts like shoving pizza. Wait, did we order the pizza? I'm scared, man. I'm just gonna eat
Suddenly,
pizza.
a delivery man appears. Hey, did you guys order the Giordano's pizza? I brought some sodas because you didn't order, but the coupon includes it too. Here you go. Have a good time.
That
got here absurdly
That
fast.
got here-
For this being in Chicago.
Yeah, that's what they
No
keep
way.
saying. You're welcome.
I'm
Thank
telling
you.
That man is psychic.
My
Yo.
side hurts.
How else
Hey,
does he talk to a monkey?
Should we tip him? Oh wait, he's gone. He's like
He's
he's out of here. He gets if he's that fast, he gets paid a lot. Annabelle takes like 3 slices of the pizza and just sits in the corner because she's overwhelmed. Just like I'm just gonna be over here eating my pizza. You guys can talk. I'll listen.
gonna be too busy shoving my mouth with food to even say anything.
Where's some good pizza?
Real good.
Some good pizza.
Start chugging some soda.
Wait, we got soda?
Hey, they left soda.
Oh. What kind of soda you got?
The kind you drink?
I'm gonna assume that's A&W.
I thought the last one was in Iowa. Wait, I'm sorry. I was thinking the restaurant, not the.
They make root beer. It's really good. It's not as good as IBC, but it's still pretty good. Okay. Annabelle like walks back over to the table. I think I'm good now. I took a deep breath. I ate some pizza.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of this.
Yeah. Do we want to just like not talk about it tonight anymore and just like or like today anymore and just like think about it, like let our thoughts settle? Cause I'm still pretty shaken up. So I don't know what any of this means.
That might be the best choice to just kind of let it sink in. But somehow, our fates are all intertwined. And I want to know what the bigger picture is.
I want to know who is Frank. And Dylan mentioned the name Igor. Those two names don't like Igor.
Igor?
Yeah, he mentioned the name.
I heard
Igor.
Eve. Why am I thinking Ivor?
That's what he mentioned, and like that name and Frank don't go together. I want to know what Frank's importance is. Is he from this world? And he like got.
Yeah, what's Frank's deal?
Frank did seem cool, but what is his deal? I want to know what his whole deal is. It's got a cool name though. I like the name Frank.
Maybe if we'll ask him, he'll tell us.
But
If
We
we
just
see
need
him
to know
again.
how to
How do
see
we-
him again.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a dumb idea. Somebody knock me out and we'll see if we go back to the blue room. But don't
Huh?
please don't knock me out. Sorry, I have really intrusive thoughts sometimes and I just say them out loud because I think they're funny. You'll get to know me pretty well. I'm weird. But
Uh-huh.
uh-huh.
Huh.
All right. I'm gonna. All of it. Okay, yeah. I totally get what you mean about taking a nap.
I'm exhausted. It's
I'm-
like 2 o'clock and I'm exhausted. I feel like I've been up for 24 hours. I might have been. I don't know anymore.
What do you mean you don't know?
I mean, I just moved in here. You kind of don't sleep that much when you got that much adrenaline. Kind of seeing a new place a little scary.
Well,
That's
you would
fair.
have had to have been able to sleep if we all had the same dream last night.
True.
That's right, because
True.
it was a dream.
True. I don't know how long I slept though. I'm just very tired. Feels like I got hit by a truck. Annabelle just like puts her head on the table, just like, I'm just gonna take a nap here. Gonna take a nap here.
You're gonna wake up with a killer backache if you sleep like that.
I've had worse.
And again, I can't say I've done the same, staying up cramming stuff for school.
I just had a thought. What if...
I have that sometimes.
I like to announce my thoughts before I have them, so I have time to think if they're stupid or not.
It's a good idea. I should do that.
My side fucking hurts.
What was your thought?
I forgot my thought due to laughing. Oh, my thought, and I think I mentioned it earlier. What if Frank isn't from the Velvet Room, but he's like us? I'm just theorizing because I'm trying to rationalize what's happening. Like he
gotten there in the first place.
Like he is also part of the thing, and he's from the real world. He got thrown in there into that role.
Like he might also live here with us.
I don't know. He might be living on another floor. I don't know the people that live here.
Huh.
He did seem familiar.
Right. Well, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the rest of the day. This is kind of a little much.
Hey, yo, how much pizza's left?
It looks like there's still a good amount.
Annabelle just takes a slice and just like kind of shoves it in her face, because it's not even thinking about it, just like it's food. Doesn't even taste it. Should we go back to our rooms now?
Didn't Dylan say to wait here for him to come back?
I don't know.
Yeah, but like, it's not that far from where we.
Yeah, he's on the same floor as us.
I don't know, man.
I don't remember what I said 5 minutes ago.
As the party decides to start to end their conversation, they all decide to individually go back to their rooms until Dylan returns later that evening with Bubbles. As they start to separate, the party says goodbye for now. And we then cut over to Dylan and Bubbles at the laboratory at the university. So, Bubbles. Bubbles, you awake, buddy? Bubbles, there you are. Alright, cool. Just making sure you didn't fall asleep. Thank you. So, things are gonna get a little nuts here. And you know the stuff that we do here is to, help us figure out each other, help us, try and figure out how to talk to each other, like understand, come to an understanding, be able to talk, and just communicate better. I think we're gonna have a leap here in how quickly we'll be able to understand each other perfectly. To the point where they're gonna be surprised. Kind of reminds me of a certain cat. You'll understand later. Don't worry. Well, what are you in the mood for a snack today, buddy? You did a good job today. Orange? I figured you were gonna say banana! Yeah, you never take bananas, that's right. I don't know why that's a stereotype, but ever since you've came here, you've never liked bananas. We keep them on keep them on hand just in case, and other people eat them, but like, maybe Mobile will get a straight answer for that once things start to move on here. All right, you ready to head back for the day? All right, let's go. As Dylan and Bubbles finish their conversation and head back from the lab, the rest of the party naturally returns to the lounge on their own time frame, and everyone's there in time for Dylan and Bubbles to return from the lab. Alright guys, well, you all look concerned still, which is, you know, fair. Do you have any other questions about our situation that I might be able to answer?
I mean,
I think I get the gist of it.
I'm just confused as to who Frank is. Why does he seem so familiar?
Does he live on like another floor or like?
So funny you mentioned that. I actually double checked while I was gone, because I may or may not have access to the resident records, like images that are taken when we move in, that sort of thing. No one even named Frank lives here right now.
Oh, that's odd.
Oh,
Seeing
he's
as that's a
Frank.
very common name.
Yeah, that's what my thought was too. And I'm just like, I texted the owner too. I'm just like, hey, you know, his name's Mr. Diaz, by the way. Like, well, we'll probably get to know him better later, but I asked him, I'm just like, has anyone that looks like, and I tried to describe him like as best as I could from the dream, but like, I don't know about you guys, but I really couldn't like see his face all that well.
Right, but at the same time, he definitely looks like a Frank.
Yeah, that's what I said. And the owner's just like, no, I've had one Frank that's lived here, and he was like, unless he looked like that when he was younger, he not even close, because he was like in his 80s. Like, he retired here. And then ended up moving in with his family the year before he passed. I was actually at his funeral. And I'm just like, okay, well, that throws out the possibility of it being another person that lives here. So, I wonder why so many of us feel like he's familiar.
What time is it?
Well, it's about like 5:30. Are you guys hungry again, or is that Giordano still good?
That Giordano is still good. They got good deep dish. Very filling.
I'm a regular between here and the university, so I have my own deals with them basically. They give me the hookup every time, so if you guys like Giordano's, we'll have plenty of it.
Ain't go wrong with pizza. Wait, does Bubbles eat pizza?
Yes, actually. We were talking about that earlier at the lab. He eats everything like except for bananas. I don't know how his stomach handles that.
Wait,
Do we have an
Eats
extra slice?
pizza.
Oh, we ate. He ate before we came back. We're good. We're good for now.
Aw.
We usually eat a little bit later because we usually eat like before we leave the lab. So usually, unless we need it, we're good around this time of night. Any other thoughts, you guys? Anything else you're feeling like you want to talk about?
if we're all in this persona place, whatever, how do we figure out what we're supposed to do?
Well, how it usually goes is at the most inconvenient of times, usually, to start off with, shit gets real. And what we have to do is then, like, immediately presented to us in a fashion that might be, less than ideal, but also makes it very clear how we need to at least step forward. And Frank did say that too. I don't know if you guys remember that from the dream, but he did say if a path appears before us, that taking steps forward may be the best way to move forward. Something along that line.
Right. Yeah.
So, I have this feeling know how to explain it. But it just feels like... And then suddenly, as if to cut us off from our discussion, what feels like an earthquake happens.
What the?
An earthquake? In Chicago.
In Chicago.
What the fuck? Guys?
What? Is this it?
Be prepared. Be prepared. This could literally be it. As we're finishing that like mini conversation, Mr. Diaz, the owner of the apartment, runs over to us and says, "Dylan, all of you come with me right now. I don't know what this is, but there's no way it's an earthquake. Whatever it is, let's get in the lower level of the lobby here. There's a fortified exit to the next building through a tunnel that we can get through if we need to get out of the building if something happens." We all look at each other, we nod, and we follow Mr. Diaz into what feels like a secret part of the lobby area. There's a door with like a sloped, kind of like a staircase, but not a staircase because there's no stairs, but just like a very, very gentle slope leading down to what feels like a doomsday shelter. Like, full-blown, like, there's food in the cabinets, there's furniture, there's bottles of water, there's everything you could think of for, like, if shit got real, this is where we'd go. Doomsday-style shelter. There's even a generator and, like, other electronics that we would need so we don't feel cut off.
Oh, this is like that other game. Was it Fallout?
Don't think that it's a nuke. No, don't think that this is a nuclear thing. Stop that.
A nuke didn't go off. Why are we at a doomsday
I don't know,
shelter?
man.
It's just there because he's prepared for anything. You're making the gorilla upset, okay? Let's just go.
I'm sorry.
As we
Scarlett's
all,
gonna kind of walk over to Bubbles and just pat him on the head, just like, it's okay.
as we all approach the bottom of this slope, we all take a minute to ourselves. Some of us sit on some of the furniture and just try to calm down and relax. Mr. Diaz is on the phone, frantically calling around to see if he can figure out what's going on. He keeps hearing earthquake. What earthquake? He's like, yeah, it feels like an earthquake, but it's not one. And, same conversation goes on with a couple different people. When all of a sudden, two magnificent doors appear in the Doomsday Shelter in front of us. One of them is incredibly dark and has swirling black smoke around it on one side of the room.
What the hell is that?
Bubbles is instantly staring down this door, knowing that something is wrong, going into a fit of rage. The other door, closer to us, has that same shade of blue as the Velvet Room. The owner panics. Mr. Diaz says, "What the hell are those? Those have never been here before. I literally just double-checked this place over for property inspection. What the fuck is this?"
Dylan, door, blue. Should we?
Hold
We
on,
wanted
guys.
to meet Frank again, didn't we?
Yeah,
Oh, what the hell?
Annabelle starts like hyperventilating. It's like, I don't know what to do. And she's like trying to take the deepest breaths, trying not to pass out because she's on the verge of having a panic attack.
Wait. Where's Jade? Where's my
Shit,
cat?
where's your cat? Mr. Diaz chimes in and says, Jade ran outside and is hiding behind the cat shelter. Jade is safe.
Oh, thank the gods.
And then, as if from a burst from like a flashbang going off, all of us feel a sharp, instant headache. As if like a flashbang, again, like a flashbang went off, we're all wincing from it. We're all holding our heads, trying to deal with the pain and the pressure. And then out of nowhere, from the door of what appears to be the Velvet Room, we hear Frank speak again. Aha! I see the time has come. It's good to see you all again. I hope you're prepared. Now, the voice of the spirits inside of you shall utter something that you must agree to. It is time to embrace your weaknesses, give light to your strengths, and awaken to the power to save this world from destruction. Mr. Diaz is losing his fucking mind because he can hear Frank. He's not experiencing the same headache, but he can hear Frank as if he's speaking just like he is to us. And then, like a pulsing heartbeat in all of our ears, we hear what sounds like ourselves start repeating the words, I am thou, and thou art I. It goes over and over again in our own voices, repeating in our ears for what feels like an eternity, even though it's been mere moments. As we continue to wince in pain from this headache, staggering on our feet, struggling to stay up, Dylan is the first to be able to stand to his feet. And as he does, he repeats, I am thou, and thou art I. And immediately after that, we hear Dylan say this. What sounds like excruciating pain. Like he's being burned alive. Or like his internal organs are being ripped out through his chest. Everyone else panics and comes over to him to try and help. But as they get closer, he tries to wave them away. Dylan speaks once more. I knew it. It's happening. Suddenly, his chest starts to glow in a blue similar to the Velvet Room door. He begins to reach towards the center of that light and pulls out what looks to be an arm? He starts to pull on this arm, and while he struggles with it at first, it seems to come out even easier as time goes on, as he continues to pull. And once it's fully out of him, it's like looking into a mirror. But it's fully that blue light. It's a blue version of himself. Dylan and his blue self, essentially, look at each other and nod. And then a blinding flash of that same blue light goes off. The blue version is suddenly gone. And suddenly behind Dylan, there is what appears to be a miniature version of a spaceship? What is this? What is this thing that just appeared here in front of him? Why does it look like it's from another world? Well, I guess this all makes sense, since all of this shit is too far out of this world to begin with. And suddenly, the ship fully takes form. Ooh. It has satellites on it, laser turrets, like the whole shebang. Like this looks like it's a miniaturized like battleship or like a surveillance ship from some space combat, like space war, something from a galaxy far, far away, something of that nature.
Star Wars reference. See what you did there.
And as the party comes to this realization of what this has turned into, the ship itself speaks. You shall be the ones that will lead this world back to its correct path. It is about to be torn across dimensions even further than it already was. You've already witnessed some of what this coming calamity has started directly in front of you. To save not only those around you, but yourself in this world, you must become the beacons that will guide all of those around you to absolute victory. Dylan, call me forth. My name is... Dylan then takes over and says, come forth, Jensa! As Dylan yells this, both the Velvet Room door and the dark smoke-covered door swing open so violently that it's as if they were smashed with a battering ram. All of the other party members are hit with the same wave of the incredible pain feeling that Dylan had when he awoke for the first time and the blue light came out of him. As the party is struggling to deal with the sudden pain, Dylan calls out to them, "It's okay, just reach into the light and bring forth your strength." One by one, our party members decide to reach in. As they do, we hear each of them call out, nod at themselves, and go through the same essential initiation that Dylan did. The flash of light goes off, and each person awakens to their personas. But instead of something like a ship appearing behind them, they see an Arcana card. Pull it down, as if coming from the heavens. As these cards come down, they see something in their inner selves awaken, as if telling them what this form is, what strength they awaken to in their inner selves. And each person, one by one, calls out and reaches out to the Arcana cards in front of them and shouts the name of their personas as they grasp those Arcana cards and they burst into a blue light. Leon is the first to grab their card out of the group, and as he yells, "Come forth," he states out that persona's name.
Belphegor.
Next is Garrett, calling out the name of his persona.
Angel.
Annabelle is next,
Mandrake.
followed by Scarlet.
Phoenix.
And then to everyone's surprise, except for Dylan's, Bubbles calls out to the inner awakening of his persona.
Bicorn!
Did he just talk?
Dylan simply turns, smiling. I knew it. All of our party has now awakened to their personas. As the black swirling smoke door continues to just build up what seems to be some sort of ominous presence. Mr. Diaz yells out, "Guys, the other door! Is something coming from it?" The party looks back and forth between themselves and the door, realizing what they must do. It is time for them to begin fighting. But what is a fight without weapons? Frank speaks once again. "Oh, if you'll look at the door to your right, you'll see what's behind door number 2. I have provided equipment for you all. Prepare yourselves for combat." The party all grabs their predestined weapons. Bubbles naturally grabs a set of brass knuckles because, you know, monkeys punch things. And a slingshot. Leon grabs the knife and an SMG. Garrett grabbing an axe and a revolver. Annabelle and Scarlet both grab a katana. Annabelle grabs a sniper rifle though, while Scarlet grabs a laser pistol. Dylan picks up the what looks to be cosplay beam saber off of the ground and a lever-action rifle. As they all finish picking up their predestined weapons, the swirling black smoke finally stops swirling to reveal the form of 4 slime-looking shadows. 2 different designs, 2 different masks, 4 different colors to the masks. Dylan suddenly bursts out. They look just like the Mayas. These shadows aren't anything special, but don't get careless. Let's go. And the first battle begins. Everyone lines up, stacked up and ready to go, facing themselves towards the 4 lurking shadows that look like they're ready to destroy everything around them. Dylan yells, "Mr. Diaz, get back to the other door!" And he takes off. And now, if you all have a D20, if you don't, please just let me know.
Got mine ready.
I do not.
Derp, I will roll for you. Does everyone else have a D20 ready?
Yes.
Please roll for initiative.
17.
13.
19.
Leon, what was yours?
15.
Scarlett, what was yours again?
13.
Dylan rolled a 5. Bubbles has rolled a 12. Annabelle, you will be attacking first. There are currently 4 enemies on the field. 2 slotted as Cowardly Mayas, 2 as Merciless Mayas, but these are not the same song and dance as you're used to with the Cowardly and Merciless Mayas if you're familiar with them. They have different color masks, which can only mean one thing. They're not weak to their usual things. Suddenly, Dylan calls Jensa forward. Jensa, scan! As we thought, they're all weak to something different. They're all things that we have. We just have to figure out what they are or beat them without figuring it out. Whichever way we do it, we can win this. Annabelle, which one would you like to attack first? One of the Cowardly Mayas or one of the Merciless Mayas?
One of the Merciless.
There are 2. One has a yellow mask and one has a white mask.
I'll attack the one with the white mask.
What would you like to use for your attack?
Pulinpa.
Attempting to inflict confusion on that enemy. It was unsuccessful. The Merciless Maya reacts to this in a countermeasure of some sorts and attempts to attack you. I need you to roll your d20.
Got an 11.
You dodge it.
Nice.
Nice.
It seems that these normal attacks from the White Merciless Maya are ineffective, but that doesn't mean it can't use magic. Be careful. Next is Garrett. What attack do you want to use on which one?
I wonder. I want to attack the same one that Annabelle did, and I want to use Koha.
All right. The light plus damage attack. Not only does it hit, but it is super effective. That is weak.
Right.
That deals 30 damage to the Merciless Maya, and you get a second turn. What would you like to do with your second turn?
That's a good question. I didn't think that far. What are the other masks? I know you said yellow.
Yep, the other Merciless Maya is yellow. The Cowardly Maya are both black and orange for their mask.
I'll cast the same spell on the same enemy.
Same enemy, so double up?
Yep.
Alright, that does an additional 30 damage. That foe is now dizzy. It will not counter attack any further until it is recovered from its dizzy spell. Dylan scans with Jessa once again. That thing is already over half dead. You did a lot of damage to that, Garrett. If we keep hitting it like that, that thing's gone in no time. Next is Scarlet. What would you like to do for your attack?
What were the
You
ones
have Garo, Zeo,
the
or you have
slime
your
thingies.
slashing, your melee, and your ranged attacks too. Like, don't forget you
What
guys
were the
have
slime thingies?
The mask.
The masks are black, orange, yellow, and white for the colors of the mask. The white one is the one that's already half dead.
Can I cast Zeo on the yellow one?
On the yellow one, yes. Zeo hits, but only for 13 damage. However, let's see. And you do not get the shock bonus, I'm sorry. So that did 13 damage to the first of the two Merciless Maya, the one with the yellow mask. Dylan says again, that didn't do nearly as much damage, but that's still a good chunk of it gone. Maybe like 15% of its health? So that's still better than nothing. Let's keep going. Bubbles, you're up next. What would you like to do and to which one?
I will cast Tarunda onto the one that Scarlet attacked.
Excellent choice. That hits no matter what. Its attack has been lowered for 3 turns. And that's 3 of its turns. Alright, and then we have Annabelle, you're up next.
Okay, which one has the least amount of health?
The white masked Merciless Maya.
Okay, I want to attack that with a lunge.
With lunge, your physical attacking one?
Yeah.
Alright. Give it a roll here. That attack hits. Give me a roll on your d20 to see if it's a crit.
I got a 2.
It is definitely not a crit, and that does 11 damage. Dylan shouts out again, that thing's at about a quarter health. We're almost done with that one. So as we can see, we're whittling it down. Those Merciless Mayas have a bit more health than the Cowardly Mayas, is one other statement that Dylan makes. But attacking its weaknesses definitely let us tick it down even faster. Now it is time for the Mayas to counterattack. Again, the Merciless Maya is dizzy, so it will not be attacking this turn. The Merciless Maya decides to attack me, of all people, you bastard.
Good choice.
Does it hit? The sucker rolled a 2. It does not hit. Dylan makes a jest. It appears they're aware I'm trying to help you guys, and they're trying to go after me too. Joke's on them though. I can fight back. The Cowardly Maya, with the orange mask, suddenly seems to be casting the spell Agi. As it starts to do this, we hear Dylan say, well, that's concerning. I hope it doesn't target someone that's weak to fire. and we all pray to the rolling gods that it does not hit one of you that's weak to fire. And unfortunately, as always happens, when you ask for something not to happen, it does hit. It hits Annabelle.
Oh.
Thankfully, Annabelle's the one with the highest HP and decent endurance. So it only does 9 damage. You're currently at 91 HP. This Cowardly Maya decides to take a swipe at Leon now. And completely whiffs, leaving itself vulnerable for additional damage on the next turn. The last Cowardly Maya, the one with the black mask, now turns and faces Bubbles of all people. As it faces Bubbles, it seems to be terrified.
Wise decision to be afraid.
The Maya just looks like it's in full panic mode and decides instead to heal its companion, the Merciless Maya, with Dia. A wise decision there, coward. Thankfully for all of our sakes, it rolls low on the heal and only heals it for 6 HP. Dylan responds to this. It looks like it's still around a third of its HP. It's still on the end of its line. And that's why it's my turn. Dylan goes in for a melee attack. It's an 18. It's not a crit. But will it end up being a crit? No. However, as Dylan is hitting this Merciless Maya to basically negate the damage it just got healed for, bringing it down to 27 HP, Dylan discovers this. So, my persona, as battles go on, if I get strikes on something that's not about to die, I can see exact HP that is left. This thing has 27 HP, and it looks like magic is not its thing. Hit it with whatever spells you've got, but don't try and hit it normally. The party notes that, as it is now Garrett's turn again.
It was muted! Well, we know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit it with magic.
And there comes the giant fist!
I'm gonna hit Koha.
Koha lands, dealing 32 damage and completely KOing the Merciless Maya with the white mask. It is gone. Disintegrated, little black shards like black ooze bubbles of slime go with it and then fully disappear. As it had recovered from its dizziness and was no longer fully knocked down, you get an additional turn again, Garrett. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna target the one that healed. That cast heal.
The black one, correct. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna cast Makajama.
Attempting to hit it with Forget. Does it hit? Hell yeah, it does. It can no longer use skills. It can only do basic melee attacks. Let me double check one thing here, since I wasn't really expecting anybody to use some of these status ailments. I want to double check one thing before we continue. Making me dig deeper in my form, damn it. Welcome. Dylan performs a deep scan with Jessal to determine any sort of side effects with this status ailment that we could take advantage of. As he scans, he says, well, it doesn't look like we can attack anything with this now, but there is something we could do to enemies with this status ailment in the future once we have those abilities available to us.
Interesting.
Next up, Leon, what is your move?
All right, so the black one is currently in forget status.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? What about the orange one?
The orange one is just vibing. It hasn't been touched at all.
All right, I'm gonna hit it with the Dormina.
Time to put it to sleep. Very good choice. Does it dodge that? It does not. That bitch be sleeping.
Say goodnight.
Dylan scans again to check on that status ailment as well. And it comes to a discovery. Guys, if something got put to sleep, hit it with anything you've got. It's gonna do extra damage. And that brings us to Scarlet's turn.
Can I cast Garu on the one that's sleeping?
Yes. That's a nat 20 in your favor, because I rolled a nat 1, so it's the opposite essentially. Which means, not only does it hit, it does this magical thing called technical damage. It is no longer asleep, but you inflict 40 damage to the Cowardly Maya. And it is now dizzy. It cannot counter or make a move on this turn. That was not super effective, by the way. That was simply technical damage from the sleep status.
Oh.
Bubbles, you're up.
We'll attack the one that was just hit with lunge.
With lunge, alright. Lunge hits. And then I'm rolling for your crit for you. That is a critical hit. The Cowardly Maya is no more. It is gone.
Yeah.
That's 2 enemies down. All that remains are the black-faced Cowardly Maya that currently has Forget, and the yellow-masked Merciless Maya that we haven't seen do anything except attempt to attack us. So now, Annabelle, what would you like to do?
I want to use Palimpa on the yellow.
Palimpa on the yellow. Attempt to confuse it. It succeeds! You guys are getting pretty decent rolls on these 55% hit chances. It is now inflicted with the Confuse ailment. Dylan scans once again. And states, we don't have something to cause a technical with this one yet, but I know what will. And we'll go into that later at a better time. Alright, next up. Both of the Mayas are inflicted with status ailments. The Merciless Maya is confused. It attempts to attack and completely whiffs. It's not flat on the ground, but it's still inflicted with the confused status ailment. It has not recovered from that. The Cowardly Maya, who has Forget, attempts to cure itself of its own status ailment. But because it's in Forget status, it can't. It can't cast a spell because it forgot how to. So it just sits there like, huh? What happened? And nothing happens. Now it is Dylan's turn to roll. Alright guys, I'm going to attack the Cowardly Maya and see if I can figure out what it's weak to. He simply runs up and stabs it, dealing 14 damage. And states this. Okay guys, I've got it sorted. This guy has 53 HP left. It has Healing Spell, Dia. It can cure status ailments. And it knows Agi. So, Annabelle, Leon, be careful. If it gets out of that forget status, and it's still alive, you gotta take it down.
Got it.
Do not try and shoot this one. It's resistant to range damage. And it's weak. It's weak to something we have. Leon, this might be yours.
Notice.
And the turns reset once again. Garrett, it is your turn.
I'm gonna stab the Cowardly.
And he's gonna hit it with the giant, the axe.
Gonna axe it a question.
Nice.
That melee attack hits. Do a roll for me. And tell me what it is on your d20.
11.
It is not a crit, but it still does 13 damage. Dylan states, this is now at 40 HP. It's not quite halfway there, but we're knocking it down. We hit it with something it's weak to. That'll really take care of it. And wouldn't you know, it's Leon's turn.
Alright, I'm gonna hit the black one with Aha.
And it's a fucking weak point. Is it enough to KO? The Maya rolled a 2. It's dead.
Hell yeah.
That bitch is dead.
Snap at that bitch.
Which leaves just the confused, merciless Maya left to be defeated. Scarlet, you're up.
The last one that's left.
That's the merciless Maya with the yellow mask. We have not attacked it at all other than the confusion.
Okay, then the confusion. Can I cast Zeo?
Yes, you can. Oh, I'm sorry. That is actually the one that someone cast Garu on earlier, and he's resistant to that. But Zeo hits. Let me see if it is shocked. And it is shocked. Dylan states it is sitting at about 3/4 of its health, but it is shocked, which overtook its confusion. Now that it's shocked, shoot it. Dylan simply looks at Bubbles. Use your slingshot. What would Bubbles like to do?
I think I'll shoot it with my slingshot.
Bubbles pulls out the slingshot from, the back of his, back somehow? Like it's attached somehow? And not only does it hit, it knocks the shadow down. Because it's not only weak to physical and gun, it is also shocked. This sucker's at 50 HP. And then suddenly, we all hear this noise. Guys, hit it together! And everyone rushes in for an attack together. Everyone gets a swing or two in, everyone does a little bit of damage, and the merciless Maya is wiped from this plane of existence. The battle has been won.
Easy enough.
Weaklings.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake, you said. I'm gonna have to start working out more. Just scanning these fuckers is making me exhausted. Also, the bot's having a great time with its connection for a second there, with the sound speeding up. It was too excited. It got to play this. It got to play the tune. And as the battle ends and the dust clears, the party realizes that this was only the beginning of what was to come. We all look to each other, and then the owner comes back from the other area and says, I'm okay, but what in the hell was that, you guys? I didn't know you were capable of doing that.
Neither did we.
I didn't either.
Dylan, being the smart person he is, has a water bottle strapped to his side and starts chugging it. Oh, I'm exhausted, but I'm glad we're all okay. And as was stated earlier, everyone has now noticed that Bubbles was able to talk during that entire fight.
Yeah. So what's up with the talking gorilla?
Dylan just laughs. I knew it. I called it. I had a feeling this was going to be happen. Kind of, but it's more complicated than that. To put it simply, Bubbles and us awakening made us cognizant of other things. And Derp doing it at the same time and having the same power means that we're also capable of doing of doing things that we weren't able to do before with them. Case in point, being able to speak to Bubbles.
Right.
So what you're saying is, only we can understand him?
Mr. Diaz, can you understand him? Your gorilla? I can hear him talking. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's new. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Mr. Diaz did witness, the whole thing happening. So being, cognitive of it happened right in front of him. So I guess that makes sense, but I guess we'll find out when I take him back to the lab next time. Bubbles, you are now free to speak unless told to not speak. Well, I'm beat. Let's head back upstairs and see if everything's okay. Oh.
Are the doors still here?
The black door is gone, but the Velvet Room door is also gone. It's as if it opened for us temporarily, just to make sure we were ready for the fight.
Interesting.
I agree. I know that felt like an earthquake, but let's go see if everything's okay.
Yeah, let's go check outside.
As the party reaches the main lobby, back in the main interior of the complex, everything inside seems, A-okay. Everything's fine. Nothing looks damaged. Nothing even looks shooken up. Like there wasn't, it felt like an earthquake, but there wasn't an earthquake. It felt like it, but the actual world around us didn't get affected by one like there was one. Out of curiosity, we look towards the door outside, and things seem a little bit more different there. So we all decide to take a step outside. As we step outside, we're absolutely drawn back by what we witness. Different parts of the city around them look like they're ripped out of an entirely different reality. It's as if space and time are being ripped apart in front of their very eyes. One looks like, the future, like a gigantic city, planet-style thing. One looks like an old western town. It's snowing over there. It's raining the other part to our left. Everything's just a damn mess. again, as if everything is being ripped apart in front of us, to the point of not being able to tell what reality is or isn't yet. And then suddenly, as if snapping back to actual reality, everything goes back to normal.
What was that?
What the hell just happened?
Oh, I'm not gonna be used to you talking for a while. Well, I guess we're in for a wild ride, just like we thought. I guess we better be ready for it, but I'm not doing anything else today. Let's go get some rest.
Yeah, I second that. I'm trying to process if I had any drugs between this and the interim before this, because
what was in that pizza?
What was in that pizza? I think
Is it because you can hear me talk now?
No, that I've already somewhat adjutted to, but also
really, you've adjusted to that?
Yeah, I've seen enough of the Planet of the Apes movies to be fine with talking gorillas, and then Annabelle like pats him on the head. But what did we just witness? I'm debating if those mushrooms on the pizza were like the psychedelic.
What is with you and drugs?
I don't know.
I'm
it's just where I
worried
grew
about
up. I don't take drugs. I promise.
I have to say, those movies are very close to my personality.
That's good to know. Good to know.
They've strung together?
Yes.
Listen, I promise I don't take drugs. It's just this seems very drug-esque, like I'm having a really bad trip. From what
are
I've
you
heard.
prescribed for any? Because maybe you should make sure you're taking the right ones.
Yes, but I don't think any of them would have me seeing this, so I'm concerned.
We're not all on the same drugs, so unless it's in the water, and we're the only ones that got enough of it to get affected by it, this is real. For whatever that stands for or means right now, for us, this is real.
Yeah. Question. Is Mr. Diaz with us as well?
He's back at the front desk right now.
Okay.
Making double checking everything, making sure none of the electric went out or anything like that. He's checking over the property stuff.
I was gonna ask if he also saw the crazy outside.
He did not step outside and see that yet. That is yet to be determined. That is an excellent question. But until we know he steps outside and sees it, we do not know if he is cognizant of that yet.
Okay, I have a question. So the outside, as it currently is right now, it looks like nothing happened, right?
Right. What we saw was basically a temporal rift of time and space being ripped open temporarily after we killed the things that we killed, and then everything went back to normal.
Okay.
Wait. That reminds me. Anybody see that Spider-Man movie that just dropped earlier this year?
I did.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's what that reminded me of.
Huh.
You know,
Yeah,
you
but
have
that
a
scared me,
very
right?
good point. This is some wacky multiversal potential bullshit, so we need to be ready for anything. Unless, we need to, maybe not tonight, but, tomorrow we need to figure out, a way to make sure we're talking to the actual us. Just in case some evil twins or something show up. Type of bullshit.
Need a team name.
Oh, God, not the team name.
I'm not... Can we do this tomorrow, man? I'm tired.
Does anyone want to go help me find my cat?
Oh, yeah.
I will help you find your cat.
I'll help you find your cat.
I like cats.
Let's all go find the cat. Mr. Diaz said that she ran into the shelter right outside the back, so let's go and check out there and see if that's where they are still.
I swear if the cat starts talking, I'm gonna lose it.
Right, as we head towards the back alley, I stop at the desk and talk to Mr. Diaz for a second, and the rest of you head towards the back exit, the emergency exit where the cats have their safety net tunnel. Mr. Diaz is a fucking G. Like, he has all this stuff set up to make sure everyone's taken care of, like the doomsday shelter for literal doomsday events. A place that the cats can get into and out of, both strays and otherwise, in case they need a place for shelter. Everything's good. You guys get around the corner and you see that not only is Scarlet's cat there and safe, Jade has some other friends that she must have made during the time between us going downstairs and us coming back. One that looks very similar to a certain black cat with white and blue eyes.
Oh, hey, little fella.
That doesn't talk. You try. Bubbles tries talking to him, but the cat doesn't respond. You just get a meow. None of the cats are talking.
Scarlet's gonna kind of get down on her knees in front of Jade and just pet her on the head. And, I see you made some new friends.
Just, happy meows are coming out of all of the cats right now as they have some company apart from each other. Dylan comes outside. Says, I talked to Mr. Diaz. I asked him if he saw anything weird while he was looking over everything. He said, the sky looked like it flashed like lightning for a second there, but that was it. So there is a hint that he is also cognizant of the issues happening, but not quite to the same degree. Or just the angle that he was able to see the outside meant that he only saw what looked like a flash of lightning. Whether or not he is to the same degree conscious of everything around like we are is yet to be seen. But it is something that we will keep in mind. Now that Cat and Owner have been successfully reunited, and the other strays go back to sleep inside the little cat shelter, the party makes their way back into the lounge, and those that wish to go to sleep are now going to sleep, going to bed, going and resting. Anyone that wishes to have any further conversation before the end of the day are allowed to. And if no side for conversation is needed, everyone heads to bed.
Sounds good to me.
And that will be the end of day 3. Alright, as our third day of our session begins, the party all awaken on their own time frames. They're a little bit shaken up and bewildered from yesterday still, but they also now understand the gravity of the situation that they've been thrust into. No one has any plans that day. Everyone's just kind of getting up and getting ready at their own pace, taking their own time, making sure they're rested well enough that, there's no physical injuries of any sort. That sort of deal. None of us here are qualified to take care of the mental injuries, so we avoid those for now.
I just avoid them.
Dylan and Bubbles are both waiting in the main lounge again, as the rest of the party slowly filters in. Once everyone is there, please hold. There we go. I want to scroll for a second there. Dylan asked the rest of the group, so you guys hungry? I'm starving.
Absolutely.
Do we want pizza
I could eat
again?
a cow.
Do we want pizza
A
again?
bit excessive.
Well, I mean, you could get their new beefsteak pizza. Odd, are you okay? Odd.
I'm craving an omelet right now. Anybody else want an omelet?
Omelet sounds nice. What about an omelet pizza?
Oh,
What?
pizza omelet.
Breakfast pizza.
You just mean
What
a
is-
breakfast pizza?
What is happening?
Yeah, but
Bot is not having a good time. One sec.
but it's basically just the crust, and then you put the ingredients of an omelet on top of it.
Isn't that just a breakfast pizza?
Kind of. but it's not wrapped up into an omelet. It's Chicago. We have pizza for everything.
You're right. We have taco pizza here, even.
Yo,
I mean, that's pretty common. I mean, that was entirely out of character. That was just me responding.
Listen, I just want an omelet.
But if it's the morning, do we really want pizza?
I mean, this is like early evening, late afternoon, so
like
Okay.
2, 3-ish.
like 4.
Oh,
Breakfast is an every time meal.
Exactly.
yeah. We could just have a breakfast for dinner.
Right.
Dinner. I'll see myself out.
Never say that again, please.
You're
I'd like to
welcome.
cast Koha on Annabelle.
That would be a good move because she's weak to it. So, anyways, moving on. Who wants pizza and who wants other stuff?
I'll take a pizza.
I want a banana smoothie.
I don't believe you.
I
Have
don't
you
like-
pretended to not like bananas this entire time just to spite
No.
me as soon as you could talk?
No, I don't like bananas, but I like the taste of bananas in smoothie form.
I get it.
All right.
I get it.
I'll order
I
a
can vibe with
smoothie for the gorilla who doesn't like bananas, but I also get it because I'm more of a banana bread person myself. That's both in and out of character, by the way. Who wants breakfast food?
Breakfast.
Can I get a breakfast pizza?
Yes.
Yay!
All right, hold on. Let me make a call. Hey, Javier. Yeah, it's Dylan. Would you happen to have a couple breakfast for dinner platters available and a breakfast pizza?
I'll pay extra.
Yeah. One sec. What do you guys want to drink?
Ice.
Do they have coffee? Because I'll just have a coffee.
Oh yeah, they got coffee. This is
Actually, I'll
actually
take
where
a
I usually
coffee
get
too.
coffee from. Anyone else
You
want
know what?
coffees?
You know what?
Yeah, it's
I'll
fine.
also take a banana smoothie.
Right, Javier, two banana smoothies, and just bring like a couple carafes of coffee over. Yeah, charge it to my account. That's fine. Make sure you leave yourself a good tip. Perfect. All right, see you in a few. They literally just made an extra
long is
one,
a few?
like 5 minutes, because they literally just finished making their prep for the breakfast for dinner platters. So these guys have stuff ready, like at all times, basically, because they feed people like me at the university on a regular basis, like the
Yeah, we
workers in the
noticed.
research lab.
I love that you just have a guy.
I have a guy.
Please have a guy.
I know a guy.
Hey, I know a guy too. His name's Dylan.
Yeah, if there's one thing that's a benefit to being around me, it's that you'll never go hungry. But that's hold on. He's calling me back. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, just bring one of each. Yeah, that works. Okay, cool. He's bringing a pancake, waffle, and French toast platter. For essentially a set-your-own-out buffet for breakfast for dinner. So,
Yo, that does not sound cheap. I like you guys already.
Javier arrives with the food. It's a fucking stupidly big spread that they put out on the lounge tables. There's literally a platter with scrambled eggs, fluffier and fresher than you could imagine. Cheese on the side of 3-4 different varieties of shredded to put on there. Everything to make either taco style eggs and breakfast stuff, like sour cream and salsa and stuff of that nature, pancakes, waffles, and French toast, 4 different kinds of syrups, bacon, sausage, Canadian bacon, sausage patties, and links, the whole shebang. It's all just spread out on the table, and there's plates ready for us. And there's also a breakfast pizza at the end of the aisle, too.
Sausage link!
This is gonna have me in a coma for a month.
And Javier hands Dylan the 2 smoothies, which he then hands to Bubbles and to Leon.
Thank you.
And then they set the coffee cups and the carafes up on a separate table.
Dylan, thank him for me.
Oh yeah, I got you. Go Javier. They both say thank you. I know you work with this monkey, but like, you really understand him that well? Yeah, it's a long story. Just hiding the fact that he can now actively understand him as if they're speaking English to each other. And Javier says it's like, oh yeah, okay, sounds good. I'll see you later, boss. Well, if you need anything later tonight, let me know too. We're probably gonna have extra stuff and some of the other stuff too. We're probably gonna be stuffed, man. Like, I think we're gonna be good, but if we need anything, I'll call you. Done deal? Alright, later guys. And Javier walks off. Everyone, waves. That sort of thing. Typical send-off. The group enjoys their food. Their, early dinner. And especially after everything they went through yesterday, their energy needed to be replenished in multiple ways, including their food storages. As we finish eating, Mr. Diaz comes over and says, hey guys, so after yesterday, I thought about potentially barricading the lower, shelter. But then I thought about it again, and I went down to just check it out and see if anything had changed. And there was this tall guy wearing all blue who said his name was Frank, just hanging out where that blue door was. And he said to come and get you guys whenever you were ready.
Oh.
Frank, yeah. I remember
Okay.
Frank.
Frank's a
I'm
nice
not
guy.
leaving until I finish my smoothie.
Bubbles, you
I
can
think
bring
we
the
should pay
smoothie
him
with
a
you
visit.
if
You
you
know what,
want.
Bubbles? I will cheers to that.
Why not just bring it with you?
Well, we also have food.
I need
We
a roll
can't-
for I need a roll for performance. Roll for me, Rob.
T20, yeah.
Yeah.
That is 16.
All right. Your smoothies do not end up on the floor after you guys hit each other with them.
I mean, can we go after we eat? And eat more?
I mean, I guess we can.
Oh. So much food. But-
You gotta, Dylan, you gotta hook me up with this guy, cause like, not in a dating way. I phrased that wrong, but like,
I was gonna say he's happily married. Don't you dare try to get between them.
Oh man, I was gonna
No.
tell you to hook me up with this guy. And
No.
I don't even like guys.
Listen, his husband would not be happy with that.
Okay.
oh, but like, I just gotta know the connections, cause like this is the best food I've ever had.
We'll
This is
get
so
used
good.
to it, and you'll see Javier plenty.
Wait, the
He'll
question
be our
is-
guy.
The question is, do you cook?
Yes. I actually used to work there before I got the job at the research center.
Ooh.
I'm the reason the place is even on its on 2 feet right now. But besides the point. You guys all done eating? Were you ready to go and see Frank?
Yeah, I'm done
Frank.
eating. To Frank.
So Frank,
Frank.
go.
All right. As we head off towards there, we're gonna see if the bot wants to play nice here finally. Cool, it's not distorted this time. Connection was probably just walking for a second. It's a bot. Like it's not local. I can't be upset. It's just it's not working. Okay, cool. As we get down towards the basement, we see the Velvet Room door is back. and Frank is standing next to it. As we look at Frank's face, for those that know, this is semi out of character, he looks like an older Theodore from Persona 3 Portable. Like, a little bit wider of a face, a little bit more meat on the bones, but he looks very much like he could be Theo's older brother.
Okay.
Frank welcomes them all and goes, well done, all of you. I'm glad to see you not only succeed in surviving the first fight, but in awakening to your unique abilities. Now, if you would please, I appreciate it if you would follow me into the Velvet Room to meet my master. He has many things to inform you of and discuss. Dylan immediately responds and says, Frank, is your master Igor by chance? And Frank responds cheerfully, yes he is. I would ask just how you know this, but there's a reason you do, and a reason that your powers are special and different than the others, which is what will be explained in certain detail as we enter the room. There's plenty more to go over time, but let's enter for now and go from there. The party all gathers to enter the room, and the owner behind them says quietly, I can't believe this. This is unreal. Frank? And Frank responds, yes, Mr. Diaz. Mr. Diaz says, you know my name. Frank, well, of course, if it weren't for you, their fates as well as the whole world's could have been lost almost instantly. I'm very glad you trusted your instincts and brought them down here. Please be sure to take good care of yourself, just like you have with all of them. And Mr. Diaz responds, is that so? Well, of course I will. Thank you, Frank. You guys take all the time you need. I opened the side room down here as well. And he points to a door behind the Velvet Room door. It's a separate lounge, very much like the one upstairs that you guys can use. I can tell some crazy shit is happening, and if you were all capable of stopping it and fixing this, then you need somewhere safe to discuss what you need to do, away from prying ears and eyes. I'll be at the desk if you need me. He returns back up the ramp, and back to the lobby's desk, and the party enters the Velvet Room. Just excuse me for a second, I forgot to upload the other Velvet Room song. I knew I forgot something. You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch.
Can I ask Frank if he has a brother named Theodore?
Once we're in the room, yes, there will be a question time. Please give me a moment. And there will be a Q&A with Frank for what he can and cannot answer after the necessary things have been done. There we go. After we enter the Velvet Room, we realize immediately what the interior actually looks like. It's almost like a mirror image of the lounge in the main part of the complex of the lobby that we just got done eating in. Oh. To the point where it's as if it was ripped from time and space to be our place of comfort during these troubling times. In the main part of the lounge, essentially the head of the table where we had the food at, there's a man sitting at this table with a vastly, extremely long nose, to the point of being silly. He welcomes us all in. I am so pleased to meet such wonderful guests. Welcome again to the Velvet Room, my dear chosen few. I am grateful for you for working so hard already and coming to face the calamity that faces not only your world, but many others across the timelines and across space itself. Bending reality to its own twisted will, the cause behind this calamity has determined that it wishes to bring your place of being into this mess as well. I understand that one of you already knew it would be me in this room as its master. Is that you, young man? He looks at Dylan directly and says, you? Dylan responds, yes, Igor, I am well aware of who you are, and well, if my knowledge of what we are dealing with is factual, then I know the fates and stories of many of your previous guests and your other attendants as well. Igor responds, this is simply marvelous. I knew we had some special people joining us in the Velvet Room today, and I must say I quite like the design and the interior of this one. It's very cozy. Is that food? Is that a breakfast platter? Anyways. Why did you stop music? I'm gonna shoot this bot.
Hey, you said it's not the bot's
Be nice
fault.
to the bot. He's
a
doing his
15-minute
job.
version of the track and it just stopped. That's why I'm sad. Simply marvelous. It's incredible that we happened upon someone with such a strong will and the knowledge to help the others around him to protect themselves and the others. Just to confirm, who was the last guest and their attendant that you know of? Dylan responds again. The most recent one in terms of known time for you, at least, to my knowledge, is the trickster known as Renamamia, who was assisted and guided by Morgana and Lavenza. Igor responds again, nodding and smiling. Incredible. That was indeed the last guest that I served directly myself. Very interesting indeed, young man. There are further things we can discuss about your knowledge at another time, but for now, let's get to the main reason why you were all brought here today. Once you all faced your inner selves and awakened to your marvelous powers, most of you should have seen a tarot card. This card represents your inner arcana that you have started as your starting alignment. As this young man has said, I have served and assisted many guests in my time, but outside of the ones such as the trickster he mentioned, I have not witnessed a group with the potential to awaken to and have more than one persona within them since... Oh my! Since the group with Maya. Has it really been that long? Everyone looks around, looks at Dylan, and Dylan responds again. Wait, so you're saying all of them are wildcard users? Meaning that they can all hold more than one persona. That's incredible. Yes, not since the group with the one that I knew as Maya, as I stated, have I had this many people with the potential for multiple personas at once.
So you're saying we can get more of those things?
Yes, that is quite right. As your journey progresses, there will be many opportunities for you to not only acquire other personas, but also to create new ones, using the strengths of those already existing within inside yourselves. And, oh my. Frank, the compendium, look. Ah, I see. That is quite intriguing indeed. This is most unusual. Ah, my dear guests, as it would seem, your group is even more special than we anticipated. Not only does the compendium itself have a deep bond with your, we'll call him a navigator for now, Dylan, but it also has a direct connection to all of you. What this means, and what it could mean if you had the ability to hold more than one at this present moment, is that if one of you acquires a persona, but no longer wishes to use certain ones, the others among you could then use those personas as their own if they so wished, including those that you fuse, that you've previously started with, that you've acquired. It's all on the table for you. There are no means, no bounds to which your powers are limited to just that of which you collect on your journey. What this also means... Oh, there's so much that I can think of with this. Your fates may be more intertwined than we originally thought.
Interesting.
We can share them.
Essentially, yes. When it comes to sharing them, it's a little more complicated than simply, just handing handing the other person in your party a tarot card and then being able to use that persona. But for simplicity's sake, let's say that's not too far away from what it will feel like in the midst of battle. When it comes to how you'll acquire these, that will be something we will go over the next time we meet. There are still many things that we must determine, such as the cause of this and why it has brought you, all of you, into this same fate at the same time. But I fear that path has not fully opened yet. However, I am investigating your world and trying to figure out where the entry point for this calamity may be, so that we may find a way to prevent it from taking over entirely. Now then, thank you for that, Frank. There are many things that you will be able to do on your journey towards solving this problem, per se. The calamity has created a mess indeed, but this mess has also made it possible for you to further arm yourselves, protect yourselves, and aid yourselves and others that will be able to further assist in the way of your bonds and the ways that you will build those bonds with them and each other. These are things called social links, and they are other people strong in the ways, wills, and alignments of the same arcanas that you witnessed as you summoned your personas for the first time. They may not be persona users themselves in every instance. However, their alignments with the ideals, the strengths, the weaknesses of those arcanas will allow them to strengthen your own bonds and your own alignments with those arcanas, including the ones you've started with, to further your growth and your potential of that arcana when it comes to personas of that alignment. And, as I know you are all aware of, space and time is at its own fraying point. Things are very fragile, even if you just walk around a corner in the city outside, when the tears are acting up, so to speak. There are certain parts of these tears that will be much more significant, as Frank just mentioned, but those may not all be available to you just yet. But those paths that lie before you with those tears may very well be the means to succeed in this battle and in saving not just this reality, but all the realities affected by these tears. Now, my dear guests, do you have any questions about the situation so far?
Yeah, so you said not everybody will have a persona that we meet?
Yeah, so to essentially sum it up,
we will be meeting other people with personas.
Ah, I see you did not miss that detail, young man. You caught on quite well. There are other persona users whose worlds are being affected by this calamity. When and where you will run into them is yet to be seen. But as Frank said before, help may come from unexpected places at any time. So do be aware that if any of my former guests or their allies show up, they are also stuck in this mess and will be looking for a way to solve it. Working together with them may be the only means you have to fully succeed in this journey.
All right.
It seems we'll meet allies in unexpected places.
Indeed.
When can I punch something?
Ah, quite soon. Don't you dare worry, my dear friend Bubbles. We will have more opportunities for you all to prepare yourselves and train yourselves in the forms of your combat. But that will not be today. The mental exhaustion that comes with the awakening to a persona is also met with the physical weakness and energy being drained. As I'm sure you have realized, your appetites are most likely much higher than usual. And if the status of this room and the food that I can still smell is anything to go by, you all ate quite well today. Do not be afraid of feeling as though you're overindulging yourselves. The amount of mental and physical energy and strength that comes with needing to fight these battles will require your real body and form to be at its utmost energized and peak condition as possible. I'm not saying you have to all be bodybuilders, but it wouldn't hurt.
That means I should really fix my sleep schedule then.
Oh, sleep schedule, as long as you're all awake at the same time, that will be one benefit to you that the details will be further incentivized later. So don't feel as though you need to change your complete everyday schedule around. Being at your best is what's most important. But if being at your best requires fixing your sleep schedule, if that feels as if it's the best way, then please, do not feel like you should hold back on doing so. Who knows, maybe when you step through one of these rifts to another dimension, there'll be some sort of sleep aid that will be eons better than the ones you currently have, that will make your sleep schedule fixing a breeze.
Drugs.
It's gonna be better than some like NyQuil max strength? Damn.
NyQuil Max wishes it had the potency of some of the stuff I've seen.
So it's like the ultimate melatonin.
Essentially. We'll just say, our previous guest, the Trickster, may have had some help in designing and testing some of those things, but that's besides the point. Now then, are there any other questions about what we will do here in the Velvet Room?
I have a question about the sleep thing. Is it stronger than being knocked out by a gorilla like me?
Bubbles, to answer your question with the utmost care, you wish you had half of the strength of this drug.
I call bullshit! Excuse the wording.
Frank, if you would. Ah, yes, Bubbles, you'd like to test that theory. Here you go. Here's one of the samples. Bubbles, I just want you to know you're rolling essentially a Constitution saving throw. Bubbles is knocked out cold. Instantaneously.
Well, that happened.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some
Whoa.
of that shit.
Don't worry, says
I'm not
Frank.
burying him.
Don't worry, I will wake him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will wake him up before you all leave. And I will make sure that if you need this sleep aid for your own good needs, that you will have access to them. Do not worry. We will get those very soon.
As
Now
a
then,
chronic insomniac, I thank you.
understood. I myself have very, very long had trouble sleeping, hence why we had these in the room at the first place. Igor
I have a
speaks back up.
question for. Oh,
No, I see, my dear guest. You have a question. Go ahead, Annabelle.
I have a question for Frank.
Yes.
Are you by any chance related to somebody named Theodore?
My younger brother Theo. Yes. I have many siblings that have worked in this room. As it sounds that Dylan knows pretty much all of them. Yes, my younger brother Theo, my younger sisters Margaret, Elizabeth, who's been missing for quite some time, and Lavenza are the siblings that you all probably know the most, if you know any of them at all. Dylan speaks up. You said Elizabeth is still missing? And Frank speaks up and says, yes. She did depart for a good reason, but it's safe to assume she has changed her appearance in some way, shape, or form, and is out there somewhere in the worlds. So do be on your toes, as she tends to show up unannounced at unexpected times. So tread carefully. If a random short hair, well, she might not even have short hair anymore. Now that I think about it, she might have let it grown. We do have the ability to change her appearance if necessary. But moving on from that, just be aware. just be cautious. If someone randomly challenges you to combat with no real reason, it might be her.
Wait, why would she challenge us to combat? Isn't she like a past Velvet Room attendant?
She is on her
test of
own
strength?
journey. And very much so, you are correct there, Scarlet. She has tested the strength of more than one former guest and persona users themselves. She has tested them. And I say former as a very strong word. They are, of course, still allowed to enter their own respective Velvet Rooms, should the occasion arise. Which is likely already happened or is happening as we speak, if their universes themselves are being affected. But this room exists outside of mind and reality. So, things like different states and different multiverses and universes aren't really a big deal when it comes to us. Now then, is there anything else that you all can think of that you wish to ask myself or my master Igor?
I don't got anything.
Not that I can think of.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around all this, so I'm fine for now.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes. That's understandable. This is quite the situation you've been thrust into over the course of 3 days. And many more days to come, as it stands. Now then, if there are no more questions, I shall reawaken the gorilla. Please hold on. Meggy, don't wait! Hold on. I'm trying to wake up the gorilla, not kill the gorilla.
Oh my god!
Let me just use
No.
a snap here. Bubbles, wake up! Bubbles is suddenly stirred violently awake, as if ripped back into reality from a state of dreams. Now, are there any questions that you have, dear Bubbles, or do you need to test yourself yet again?
What the hell was that thing?
I told you. A sleeping drug. That was vastly more powerful than you could ever imagine.
I believe that now.
Thank you.
Also,
Now,
what the hell did I miss?
well, basically confirming that my younger siblings do in fact exist. But other than that, nothing too serious.
Okay.
I guess I should say this to you too. If a younger looking woman ever challenges you to combat, feel free to test your strength. But don't be surprised if you get put in your place worse than I just did to you.
I will welcome the challenge.
That's more like it. Alright, dear guests. Now then. In the upcoming days here, I will leave the room to guide you to the tears that you will need to go through. Some of these will be related to your equipment and your items and things of that nature. And once the path has opened for us to be able to, I will lead you guys towards what is the main cause of this calamity, so we can investigate it further to help you guys overcome this fate. Well, the first places we'll be going will be a place for you guys to upgrade your equipment, as well as various other things, but that is the main stop, of course, for you to be at an understanding of what is available to you. The other thing that we will look into is things such as medications for while you are in combat and dealing with this thing. Because unlike your first fight yesterday, there are many situations where the combat will be much longer and much more exhausting. So having means that do the opposite of that sleep medication will be necessary to ensure that your bodies can continue being energized for as long as you need them to be, so you can get through what you need to before retiring for the day. Things will get very, very strange as you step into these rifts, obviously. You'll feel as if you're going into another world of sorts. But the fact that we are able to step into these other worlds merely proves the point that we are meant to be there for the time being, and we should take advantage of that. Now, I will meet you all down here tomorrow morning, and we will proceed outside towards the rifts. I will be stepping into the first tear. The main thing that I will let you guys know as well is that time will sort of stand still as we cross into these other planes of existence. But time does not stand still for those places as you go to them. Does that make sense?
So time stands still here.
Correct.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, you had a doctor's appointment scheduled tomorrow. And me saying, we're going tomorrow morning made you go, oh no, my doctor's appointment. It will still be 10 a.m. here when we return fully.
So we're just gonna be like awake for a really long time.
Which is exactly why we need you to be prepared for when the time comes that combat will be involved with those steps into time and space.
Cool.
The good thing about these things is that because of the state of the worlds, it's all very supernatural and kind of crazy, to put it lightly. So these effects will have the effects that the normal medicines and things like that will have, these items, even cans of soda from these other worlds, may have restorative properties better than just simply sugar and caffeine.
Huh.
So keep in mind that this will be special. But because of how all this works, those special effects will really only affect you and other people with the potential.
Okay.
I think that covers all of the things that I had to go over with you, as well as the things that my master wished to speak with you about. If there are no further questions, we should return to your world and allow you to prepare and rest for the day tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Alright, well with that, we shall take our leave. I will meet you all here first thing in the morning. Whenever all of you are ready, we will go through the first tear. Farewell, my dear guests. Take care and have a restful evening. And then suddenly, a bright blue light, just as the color of the Velvet Room, envelops everyone's eyes and vision. And suddenly we're all back outside of the Velvet Room, but the door isn't there anymore. It's no longer just, there. It's just kind of gone. Seeing that, we head immediately into the special lounge directly behind where the Velvet Room was. And the floor is now yours, everyone. Whatever you wish to discuss.
Okay, so so there's like tears in the fabric of space-time.
Right.
Am I getting that right?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we saw when we stepped outside, and everything went completely kerfunkled.
Okay.
And it seems we're the answer to fixing that issue.
Or at
Correct.
least part of it.
Part of the bigger picture.
This situation gives me big, like, that gif where it's the little cartoon thing in the house and it's like, this is fine, and the whole house is burning down. Gives me those vibes. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. It's really not, but everything's fine.
Everything's gonna be fine. Hopefully.
Everything will
maybe.
be fine.
I think we got this.
Eventually.
We got this. We 100% got this.
Oh, 98% got this.
Yeah. I was freaked out yesterday. I'm in a better headspace now. I'm calmed down. I'm not gonna have a panic attack. We got this.
We got this.
That's the spirit. That's more like it. Now, and I'm just, throwing this out there, but if we're going to go get equipment from another tear in time and space, Hang on, Scarlet, do you still have that laser pistol on you?
Yes. Why?
Can I see it real quick?
Of course. She hands him the pistol.
Looking over it carefully, on each side, holding it, looking at it from a different angle, Dylan smiles and hands it back. We all have the same base equipment that the Persona 5 characters had.
Ooh.
We
so
do?
if we're going to a place to get better equipment, I have a feeling we'll be stepping into Tokyo tomorrow.
Cool.
Yo, I've always wanted to go to Tokyo.
Yeah. See, I could never go because of the whole language barrier. I'm really bad at learning languages.
That's why you carry that like a language book with you. That like has the English word and then the other language word next to it.
Yeah, reading's not really my strong suit.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's a lot of people in Tokyo.
Indeed,
I
there's
don't like a lot of people.
There's a lot of people in Chicago.
Not as much as Tokyo.
that
I
is
don't
very
know.
true.
There's a lot of people. Just a lot of people.
That is also true.
I want to climb the buildings. Like
No.
a jungle gym.
No. That's
Why
just
not?
asking. That's just asking for their police force to put you down like King Kong.
I would like to see them try.
Well, he's not a giant gorilla.
I still feel like they would take necessary precaution to try and capture him.
And the last thing I need is for you to get captured in another country, in another form of reality, and not be able to just get you out. We haven't made
Again,
those.
I would like to see them try.
We haven't made those connections yet. Let us make the connections first, and then you can climb the buildings. Is that fair?
Speaking of connections, I thought of something.
Uh-huh.
I have a thought. Okay. So, this might sound stupid. I'm not sure yet. So, there's rifts that we got to go through, right?
Uh-huh.
Huh?
And then we also have to protect these worlds because of these rifts. Team name: Rift Guardians.
I'm thinking. Can I sleep on it?
I think that's fair. You all can brainstorm team names.
You're not going to convince me otherwise. I'm just saying it right now. That's the best thought I had all day.
Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thought. It's just I gotta sleep on it and see if I come up with something that's like equal to it.
Well, you gotta think, like, you had the Phantom Thieves, you had the Investigation Team, and you had SEAS, the Special Execution Extracurricular Squad. Those are some dope-ass names. And the Investigation Squad is the most basic of them, and it's still pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
So we don't want to be the weakest name in the bunch if we can avoid it. If we're going to be dealing with all of them. You know what I mean?
I just really like that name. That is my headcanon for who we are.
Well, when it comes to Rift, I think that one's pretty terrible.
I don't get it. Oh, I get it.
If I wasn't a gorilla, I would punch you for that pun.
Oh.
You've tried to shoulder attack me a few times before, and it hasn't worked out for you well, has it, buddy?
Fair enough.
He seems to be quite violent occasionally.
I mean,
It's just pent up aggression.
monkey.
Monkey.
You go your whole life without being understood by the people around you, and then suddenly be able to speak, and you can actually tell them how you feel.
I mean, I've had that happen in a different way.
Fully fair.
I thought of a name, and just hear me out. So we're going to all of these different realities. I was thinking a combination of all the names. So the Phantom Execution Team. Yay, nay. It was just something off the cuff.
Because it just feels like we're just walking on their laurels, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like we're not ourselves. We're just in their footsteps. Not that it's a bad name. That'd be a good name for all three of them together.
If we're protecting space-time, why not something with the both of those in there?
The Guardians of the Wait, that's copywritten.
You're gonna get a DMCA strike. Can't do that.
Huh. I don't think that qualifies towards a team like us.
We have plenty of time to figure out a team name for it here. We just got started. So if we give it time, something that'll come to our thoughts, we'll be like, that's it, that's the one. And I think if we just give it some time instead of worrying about it, we'll get the right one just as we continue on. I mean, this is literally the third day that we've even been together, so we might find something special along the way here.
I am beat. Ready to go to bed. We got anything else we need to do?
No, I think we're all good here. I think that pretty much covers the basis of the day.
Okay. I'm exhausted.
Are you speaking in or out of character right now?
I'm in character. Character.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take it easy for the night here. If anyone else wants to just hang out and talk for a bit, I'm good. Like, I could keep talking. But if anyone wants to head to bed early or go and do their own thing, now's the time to go and do that. We can continue discussing if we wish to discuss anything else. But as for that, that's going to be the end of session 1!
Yeah.
Yay! That was so much fun.
So that, ladies and gents, will be the end of session 1 for today. Session 2 will take place hopefully around the same time next week, depending on people's schedules. Obviously, if things happen. I have no problem with waiting. Obviously, I'll post updates in my Discord as well as on my Twitter, as long as it doesn't burn to the ground overnight. Then you'll find me on Threads.
Oh,
that might happen, honestly.
Which is why I said it. So, that being said, that'll be the end of the session. I have been recording this entire time, so this will be up on YouTube at some point later tomorrow as well, for those who want to watch it on there instead. Especially if you had to watch with ads, I get it. Trust me, I understand. So that'll be up on YouTube at some point tomorrow. Session 2 will take place next Saturday, around the same time frame unless otherwise discussed. And we'll see you guys later. Thanks for being here, friends.